It started with a decision so small it barely felt like a decision at all. One expense that seemed harmless. He had been disciplined for months, paying bills on time, sticking to his budget, watching his savings slowly grow. So when this opportunity appeared, he didn't overthink it. He told himself he deserved it. What he couldn't see was that this single choice would quietly set a chain reaction in motion. One that would slowly dismantle everything he had worked to build. At that moment, his finances looked stable. Rent was covered. Groceries were planned. There was money left at the end of the month. That sense of control created confidence, and confidence made the decision feel safe. One unplanned expense couldn't possibly matter, but money is never only about the present. Every financial choice sends ripples into the future, shaping decisions that haven't even been made yet. To cover the cost, he dipped into his savings. Just a little, it felt reasonable. The account still looked healthy, but that moment quietly rewired his mindset. Savings stopped feeling like protection and started feeling like permission. The boundary between emergencies and convenience blurred, and once that boundary disappears, discipline begins to weaken. The following month, life did what it always does, but that moment quietly rewired his mindset. Under normal circumstances, it wouldn't have mattered, but the buffer was smaller now. So he reached for his credit card, promising himself it was temporary. One payment, 1 month, a simple solution. At first, the balance didn't feel real. Credit cards hide consequences behind convenience. The swipe was painless. The problem felt solved, but when the statement arrived, reality returned. Part of his income was now tied to the past, shrinking his flexibility and tightening his budget in ways he hadn't prepared for. Small expenses began to feel heavier: automatic renewals, social obligations. Daily conveniences that once felt invisible now demanded attention. He started thinking in shorter time frames: this week, this bill, this paycheck. Long-term planning slowly disappeared, replaced by survival mode. To stay afloat, he made small adjustments, skipping savings contributions, paying minimums, delaying payments when possible. Each decision felt practical, even responsible. But together, they quietly weakened the foundation holding everything together. The budget still existed on paper, but it no longer worked in real life. Stress entered slowly and stayed. Checking his bank balance became uncomfortable. Notifications triggered anxiety instead of information, and stress changes behavior. It narrows focus. It reduces patience. It pushes people toward short-term relief. Small purchases became emotional escapes, temporary comfort during long days and restless nights. Each one felt justified. Each one nudged another domino forward. Soon, bills began to overlap. Due dates crept closer together. One late payment turned into a fee. The fee increased the balance. The balance raised the minimum payment, and suddenly, the numbers stopped making sense. The harder he tried to juggle everything, the faster control slipped away. This is the moment many people reach but rarely talk about, the moment when effort no longer fixes the problem. When working harder doesn't create relief, when discipline alone can't undo momentum. The original expense was forgotten, but its impact was everywhere. This is how budgets truly fail, not through recklessness, but through erosion. Through quiet compromises. Through repeated exceptions that slowly become habits. The domino effect doesn't need a dramatic mistake, it only needs one unprotected moment. Eventually, the margin disappeared completely. Every dollar had a job, and none of them were optional. There was no flexibility left, no room to recover quickly. That's when clarity finally arrived. The real mistake wasn't spending money, it was breaking the structure. The budget wasn't just a plan, it was a system of protection. And once he stepped outside it without intention, that protection vanished. Rebuilding wasn't quick, it took longer than the damage itself. Savings had to be rebuilt slowly. Habits had to be corrected intentionally. Confidence had to be restored piece by piece. He had to relearn patience, restraint, and respect for small decisions, because one expense doesn't just cost money. It changes behavior, it rewrites rules, it lowers resistance to the next exception. It pushes the first domino, and once that domino falls, stopping the rest requires awareness, patience, and discipline. Budgets don't collapse in a single moment, they collapse one decision at a time. And the most powerful financial skill you can develop isn't earning more, cutting harder, or working longer. It's knowing which domino you should never push, even when the push feels harmless. If this story made you reflect on your own spending habits and financial decisions, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. More stories, lessons, and insights are coming, designed to help you think clearly about money, choices, and long-term consequences. Turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next.